Breece Hall talked about the trade rumors earlier this offseason, an AG conversation and a message to the rest of the league. He's coming. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm going to lose my gas-guard bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. Now, for the viewers of this show, you may say, what in God's green earth? What is this, Boy Blue, not Boy Green? I'm wearing all blue today. This may be the first time I'm not wearing green my entire life. I will be speaking on my radio show with my former Oswego High School football teammate from more than 15 years ago. Okay, he's coming to my radio studio, and this is the first time we've seen each other in like 15 years. I'm pretty sure. Maybe he's going to tell me, Paul, I saw you last year, but I don't remember that. I think it's been 15 years since I've seen him, and we both played together on the high school football team. We parted ways, going about our different lives. He went to play college football. He had his career, and then he's come back to be the head coach of the team we used to be teammates on, which is sort of crazy. So he's going to come in studio. So I'm in full gear. Had to look through. Said, do these Oswego shirts and clothes still fit anymore? Thankfully, they fit my fat body, and we got the full gear on. So full support of local Oswego Buccaneers. Go Bucks. All right, so just to explain the Blue Boy visions you currently see. If you're on the audio-only version, well, I guess nothing has changed at all, and I've wasted at least 20 seconds of your time. With that being said, let's get into it. Hey, everybody, if you're watching on the old YouTube, make sure you guys like the video and hit subscribe. Show your support, baby. We also have our top 5 leaderboard down below. Now we do, after I flip the switch. J-Boy 90 raffle ticket this month. A-Step 10, 26. Dre Correa 15. Luke M4 Lillian Big D tied with 13. And DNY for Life rounding out the top 5 with a nice 10-pack. Dre Correa jumping in the mix yesterday. Salute to Dre Correa, baby. Thank you, everybody. Oh, yeah, there you go. Greg saying, little boy Blue, he needed the money. There you go. Little boy Blue. Getting a little bit of that action here on the show. Why not? Mix it up, live it up. That's the best way to do it. That's the best way to handle life. And look, here's this.
Yo, little boy Blue?
You never knew he was talking about me, were you, Grandpa? But there you go.
Yo, hickory dickory dock.
And I won't say the next line for our children viewers that could be watching the show. Hey now. And Danny's like on Twitter, you look good in Buffalo Blue. You wish I was Buffalo Boy or whatever the hell my name would have been in some weird other world where I'm covering the Buffalo Bills. But no, sir. I guess technically I might be doing a little bit of that on the Man Show Boy Green Digital, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. Anywho, let's get into it here. Let's talk some Breece Hall. We'll get into the comment section. Get your questions and comments and everything else cooking. Because Breece Hall spoke to the media yesterday, and there was a lot of interesting comments. The most interesting to me is Breece Hall said he heard the trade rumors out there in the universe that were circling, certainly around the NFL draft. We're like, oh boy, is Breece Hall about to be moved here? Is he about to be traded? And apparently Aaron Glenn called Breece Hall and had a conversation with him. Very interesting. Let's go to that first. Breece Hall, trade rumors, and AG stepping in.
As you know, around the draft, were all those trade rumors.
Mm-hmm.
Like people thought you were a goner. You know, what was it like for you? How did you process at that time?
I was seeing it just like everybody else was seeing it. But like I said, if you're not, people feel like you aren't doing your job, you're going to be replaced. So, it didn't happen. I'm here. AG called me and told me he wanted me to be here. For me, that meant a lot. But like I said, I'm here. I'm here to work. I'm here to do my job. So, and prove to them that I deserve to be here.
Did you talk when you saw those rumors pop up? Did you just see what happens, or did you call Aaron? Did you call Darren just to see what?
Nah, at first I was just kind of like, okay, we'll just see what happens. And then, AG called me and, told me that he's like, Breece, do you think I want to trade you? And I was like, I don't know. He's like, Breece, I don't want to trade you. So I want you to be here. You're gonna be here. You're our running back. And so that felt really good. And then just to sit down with him and have a lot of long conversations, and for him to fill me out, for me to get to know him and everything, it's been cool. And to see how our practices have gone and how competitive he likes it to be, and how he likes to put the ball down and just let us play, it's been fun.
Oh, come on. How does that not tear you up a little bit when Aaron Glenn calls Breece Hall up? He's like, do you think I want to trade you? And then Breece is kind of like, I don't know. Like, pause time. I don't know who the hell this guy is, right? Breece is probably saying that to himself. I don't know, man. I'm hearing the rumors. I'm not sure. He's like, I don't want to trade you. And he's like, Breece, you're my running back. He did the TO. Breece, you're my running back, man. I'm like, oh, that got me in the fields. Okay, Breece, you're a running back. And instilling faith and confidence in the young man so he can just go ball out. It's amazing. By the way, answering a few comments here. First off, Stephen Fox, a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club, says, BG, my wife also went to Oswego High School. You got great taste, Stephen. And he says, let's go to Rudy's. Actually, speak of the devil, I went to Rudy's earlier this week. That's a local restaurant here in Oswego. It's right on the lake. It's very beautiful, and they just renovated it, so it looks even better. It looks a lot different if you haven't been there in a long time with how you go in and order, but wonderful restaurant right on the water. Took my family there. I think that was on Monday evening. It was raining, but we didn't care. It's Rudy's, baby. So salute to some Oswego love here on the program. Hey now. Also, shout out to our artist formerly known as Rob V, who is now Da Boy Wonder 718. Good morning, fellas. Had to change my name on here, but just wanted to say what's up to all my peoples in Boy Green. Shout out to you, Rob V or Da Boy Wonder 718. Appreciate that. Keep it rolling. But no, I love it. It's good to hear this on Breece. It's good to hear that he's a part of it. And here's the thing that I like is Breece has the right attitude. Now, if we're being honest, he hasn't always had the right attitude. There have been moments and times where things have happened and he's sort of, said stuff on social media. Now, I want to make this clear. It's his right. He can say whatever the hell he wants. He's his own man. He could say things. But as my father taught me a long time ago, when you say things, there are consequences. Like, right, if you're being a jerk and going, hey, what, and you get punched in the face, the punch in the face doesn't feel very good. But that's a consequence of what you said. So you could say whatever you want. It's a free world. But Breece Hall has sometimes said things like when there was rumors about the Jets interested in Ezekiel Elliott, him and Michael Carter both came out and said, like, we don't want your old ass or whatever they said. And you're like, whoa, you know what? These are just rumors. You don't have to comment on all of them. But if you want to, feel free. Again, go back to rule number 1. You can say whatever the hell you want. So, yeah, there have just been moments and times where Breece Hall has had no filter on social media, and that's made you go, is there something here? But I'll tell you this. Great attitude here. He was set up for this question. ESPN's Rich Cimini asked him, hey, Aaron Glenn said all offseason he plans on using all 3 running backs. You're always used to being the man. Your thoughts? And I thought he had a great answer to this. Let's give major props to Breece.
The moment you got here or pretty close to it, you've always been like the guy in the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
Now Aaron Glenn is talking about using all 3 running backs.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you react to that? I mean, it might not need as many carries this year, or because other guys are getting chances. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm not obligated to anything. I'm around, new GM, new coaches, a lot of new faces. So for me, I got to go prove that I am the guy. That's every day. I feel like my skill set. I'm a 3-down back and second to none to a lot of backs in the league. So we have a great running back room, a lot of healthy competition. But for my mentality is every day I'm going to prove that I am the best back on this roster, one of the best backs in the league. So I have a quote on my phone that says, "If not me, then who?" I look at it every morning, and that's like my internal motivation because I'm very self-motivated. So that's that.
If not me, then who? It's a great mentality. And great. Breece could easily get angry and go, F Braylon Allen, F Isaiah Davis, like bullshit. He could go all kinds of places. Instead, he's like, it's a new general manager. This is a new coaching staff. Like, I got to prove myself. And he says, my mentality, hey, great competition, all that jazz. That's wonderful. For me, Breece Hall, I'm going to prove that I'm the best back on this team, and I'm one of the best backs in the league. I'm going to prove that with my play on the field. I won't. The talking will be on the field. Love it. We would all love to see that from Breece. Come on now. Let's hop in the time machine. Let's go back to the rookie season. He's having all these home run plays. The Denver Broncos sweep play to the left where he takes it to the hizzy. We are losing our bleeping minds. How did we get this guy in the second round? Oh, baby. Offensive rookie of the year. Who knows what's in store? And then, of course, like all Jet fans sometimes can be used to, is getting roundhouse kicked right in the family jewels. As Breece Hall goes down, we're like, no way. ABT goes down that game. No way. And Jet fans can't have nice things. But I would love to go back to that player. And speaking of going back to that player, I want to play one more clip here. I think we all said this. I certainly noticed it. If you watched Breece Hall last year, he never looked right. He always looked like he was battling something. He didn't look as explosive. He didn't look as decisive. There just seemed like there was something off. Like, is he hurt? And for the most of the year, we didn't know officially. Now, later in the season, around the Colts game, they talked about an injury, but he played through it, and then he appeared in 16 to 17 games last year. It was very weird, but we didn't know a lot about it because the Jets just went, nope, nothing going on here. Well, apparently Breece said he was dealing with something pretty serious. Here's Breece Hall on that knee injury apparently he was dealing with last season.
How serious was your knee injury that you were dealing with toward the end of last year?
Yeah, it was pretty serious. If I could have gone back, I probably would have taken a little more time off. But, I felt like the team needed me out there. I wanted to be out there, but I feel fine now. So, God willing, I was able to heal up and be healthy and everything. But I feel great now, so that's in the past. That was that. And now I'm just ready to keep moving forward.
You didn't have any procedures or anything?
Nah, no procedure, nothing, nah.
Hey, hello, tapping the mic. Hey, Jets coaching and medical staff, can you protect Breece Hall? He's dealing with a pretty serious knee injury, and you let him play through it. You have to protect the players from themselves. What in the world is going on? Your blind grandma could see that Breece Hall looked like something was off with him last year. And I don't know how long he had been dealing with it. It seemed like basically the entire season. What are you guys doing over there? Now, they're not there anymore. We got a brand new coaching staff. Hopefully, protect the players from themselves. You don't ask the player, hey, player, are you good? Okay, great. All right, let's go. That just doesn't make any sense. So Breece ends up playing 16 to 17 games, and and I will say this, you're fucked if you do, you're fucked if you don't. Here's why. If Breece doesn't play, we're all like, injury prone, right? Year 1, injuries. Year 2, played all 17. Year 3, if he would have not played the full gambit, people would be whispering injury prone because 2 or 3 years, that's a trend. Breece didn't want that trend, so he tried to play through it and say, hey, I'm not injured. But then the results on the field struggled. He had the lowest yards per carry average of his entire career, 4.2. So, again, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You play through it, and then you look bad. You're like, what the hell? You don't play, you're injury prone. So, I get it. It's not perfect. But come on, coaching/medical staff, look out for your own players. Ugh. Terrible. The good news is Breece Hall did not apparently need surgery or any kind of procedure on this knee injury this offseason. That's good. He's fully healthy, he says. That's good. So thank goodness. But it seemed clear as day that Breece Hall was dealing with something last year, and now it's confirmed. So trade rumors, sounds like that was happening. Teams were calling the Jets. It doesn't sound like they were shopping him by all accounts. That's seemingly been pretty confirmed. So Breece Hall trade rumors, Breece Hall injury, and Breece Hall message to the rest of the league that I'm coming. And he will let the play on the field do the talking. I'm excited. I'm excited for Breece. Good for Breece. Yeah, man. It's in the last year of his deal. It's now or never, man. It's now or never. All right, let's go to some comments in here. Rob here on YouTube. We have 3 backs for the price of 1. Yeah, Braylon Allen, Isaiah Davis, and Breece Hall, and the Don. Okay, Donovan Edwards. I think he's going to be our RB4. UDFA, undrafted free agent out of Michigan. The Don has a ton of fans on social media. Like I said, a couple might be months now, but not too much far because the draft was in late April. But it's been like a month and a half or something, 6 weeks. After the draft, the Jets signed Donovan Edwards. I wrote a piece about Donovan Edwards and just posted on social media, like I do any article. And I didn't expect it to blow up. It had like 2,000 or 3,000 likes, and I'm like, "What the hell?" And Michigan fans were just piling in the comments and retweeting the article saying, "The Don baby, we knew he was great." And I'm like, "Holy shit, he's got a massive fan club." So, not that popularity gets you a spot, but I'm just saying that I had high Hey, in my final mock draft before the draft actually happened, I mocked the Jets taking Donovan Edwards with their last pick. They didn't, but they signed him as a UDFA. And I'm like, hey, now, they saw what I saw, baby. There is previous tape. It wasn't most recently. He didn't finish as strong as he started, but there's a lot there that you say, hey, if you saw it once on tape, you could get it back out. So I think he might be RB4. So I think we have 4 backs for the price of 1. Is that how the saying goes? I don't know. But either way, good comment. And we'll see. Some more running the football, please, which again shouldn't be difficult since checks notes the Jets were last in the league in rushing attempts this past season by 17 attempts. It was not close. Yikes. Yikes. So that should change. Blessed be he. Greg says Breece wasn't at 100% last year. Confirmed. Yeah, he was not. He didn't look like it. He didn't pass the eye test. Again, I'm not looking at his medical exams, but yeah. DJ Dirty Cooch says, bring back Tibbs. Good Lord. The Knicks have been rejected more than, a boy at prom night. He's asking, do you want to come? Do you want to come? Do you want to come? No. Jesus, what the hell are the Knicks doing? That's neither here nor there. Shout out to the Pacers, though. Pour one out. I thought for sure they were getting swept, and I'm like, maybe gentlemanly swept. It's at least going 6 now. So shout out to the Pacers. My man, G-Man, the prophet for Jets football, baby. Good morning, Jets Nation. Good morning. Guys, make sure you get those memberships flowing here on the channel. You want to get a couple of raffle tickets for our contest. You guys can join the Boy Green Coffee Club. That's a pinned comment right now on YouTube. That's our YouTube membership group. Get all kinds of perks. You get a loyalty badge here on screen. That's priority replies, comments, and shout-outs. You, of course, get access to our full emoji list that our boy Snowball made, which is a lot of fun with all those cool emojis. Plus, get access to our Discord channel. And on Discord, we have private Boy Green Fantasy Football Leagues. You guys get to have some inside access on some of the guests that are coming up on the show. There's a lot of cool stuff with Discord, and that's all for $2.99 a month. I mean, literally can't beat that price. And on top of all of that you get a raffle ticket to win free shit. Like, come on, man. You can't beat it. It's just that easy. It's just that bleeping easy. And here is our prize pack, by the way, for this month. Throw it up on the screen. A full New York Jets zip-up hoodie with the brand new alternate logo there. Very nice. Plus the original Jet Zone banner that you can hang up in your house. It's a sweet prize pack. Make sure you guys check it out. Plus, we got some other big items on the horizon. On the horizon, baby. And as Lucas says, like and subscribe. That's the free way to approach it. Yes, that is true. Yes, sir. Kyle Clifton here saying you can approach the Don on his daughter's wedding day for a favor, and he has to grant it. So make sure you guys have a good one when you approach the Don and give him something. So make sure you do that. I don't know what the hell the Knicks are doing. That seems very bizarre. Ooh, Kyle Clifton giving some more Oswego shout out. Oswego is gorgeous. Fond memories of visiting from my nearby school for Harbor Fest, which is every July. For those who don't know, Harbor Fest, that's an Oswego tradition. It's a big party. There's sort of like a carnival comes to town. We have great fireworks. Oswego is up there in the top 10 rankings in the world for sunsets, which hits us over the lake, which is very beautiful. People come to see that as well. So, yeah, Oswego's a nice little slice of life. I've enjoyed it. I've lived here for 17 years, moved up from South Carolina in 2008. So I love this place. It's a little slice of life, small town. Yeah, I love Oswego. I went to high school there, played football, go Bucks. I went to college here, SUNY Oswego, go Lakers. So yeah, I love Oswego. It's a beautiful place. Absolutely beautiful place. And so Alon is still sticking to his 5-win prediction. Again, it's all going to be on Justin Fields. It's all going to be on Justin Fields. Obviously, there's a lot of other layers. I'm sort of oversimplifying it, I guess, but it's a quarterback-driven league, and he's the quarterback the Jets have chosen to bet on. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's do this. F it. We make up the rules on this show. Let's open up the phone lines here on the program. Boy Green Daily, you want to call in? Now's going to be the time to do so. Hep time out. More coming up here on BGD.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go.
Let's friggin' go. You heard that from Hep Baby. Like the video, hit subscribe if you guys are watching on YouTube. If you're not watching on YouTube, hop on over. At BoyGreen25 on Facebook is where we're streaming. At BoyGreen25 on Twitter where we're streaming. Plus the audio-only listeners and the people that watch this YouTube show after the fact. I know a lot of people do that. Several people say 7:30 is too early or they're working, so they listen to the show on the drive home. So thank you to everyone, no matter how you consume the show every single day. It's cool. We built a beautiful and wonderful community here. I appreciate it. I will also give a quick shout out again. Get your money in, people. Let me pull this up. Jets Cowboys tailgate tickets and the game tickets, they're due immediately. You need to send them in. We have Jets Cowboys week 5. It's going to be awesome. Sunday, October 5th. And we're waiting on a couple more people to submit. I'm still waiting on a few people. So, guys, I will be reaching out to some of you out there in the universe. We got to make sure. Got to collect the rest from my guy, Indy Jets this week. Arthur Sochka. Got to get your moolah in. Geralde Dorleen. He's another one that we have to get in. Daryl Fournier. We got to get him in. Let's see. Nasir Strand. Again, I'm waiting on you guys for final confirmation. Some of us have spoken, some of us have not. Make sure you guys pay up and get it in. I'm holding the Jets line. I'm going, hold. I'm like, please, wait, Jets, wait, please. There's more people. And again, getting your money in for this confirms and solidifies that we all sit together. After this point, I won't be able to guarantee that anymore. It'll be up to the Jets gods. And maybe they will look upon you with favor. And in 2 months' time, you say, hey, Boy Green, one of those tickets? And I'll be like, well, let's ask the Jets. Sure, we got another one. I don't know. That'll be up to them. That won't be up to me anymore. That's the perk and benefit of locking in all your stuff. Again, for people that are just hearing about this for the very first time, I'm Boy Green. Hello, how you doing? Thanks for joining the show. But also, I'll be hosting a party, a Jets tailgate extravaganza in the parking lot before the game. That is week 5, New York Jets, Dallas Cowboys, Sunday, October 5th. The game's at 1 o'clock. Our tailgate's going to be like 9 to 12. And the food will be catered by the wonderful chef Kevin Gilbert. He has released the full menu. I'll actually go over that in a second so you guys can hear some of that. It's $300 per person. That gets you a ticket to Jets Cowboys. Sitting with us, it's going to be in the mezzanine section. And actually, let's say Thursday, I should know tomorrow exactly where we're sitting. So hopefully the Jets follow through on giving me that information tomorrow, as they indicated. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. That's going to be pretty friggin' sweet. It's going to be a tailgate ticket. That's going to be awesome. We have that coming up as well, plus a commemorative Jets Cowboys t-shirt for going to the game. So, guys, I hope you can get it in. Again, if you're just hearing about this now, reach out ASAP. I'm on all social media at BoyGreen25, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, or email me, Paul, the letter ESDENJR @gmail.com for that as well. So please send that in as soon as you can. I would appreciate it, and to get you guys in for this wonderful event. Well, let me do this. Let me read it to you. I believe this is, okay, here's the final menu, people. Here's the final menu. We'll read this out for you. So if you're like, okay, so I pay this $300 for the game ticket, all this action. What do I get for the tailgate? What's going to be on the menu? Well, here it is. Again, all catered by Chef Kevin Gilbert. We're going to have sliders available. A spicy slider. That's a beef slider, melted pepper jack, pepper whiskey relish, smoked chipotle mayo on a potato bun. We have a 3-cheese slider. That's a beef slider with melted Monterey American cheddar cheese, potato bun. Woody's barbecue beer slider, beef slider based with Tank 7 barbecue beer sauce, melted aged cheddar, applewood smoked bacon topped with smoked pulled pork on a potato bun. BG Sunday tradition. Hey, I'm an egomaniac. Great to get me on the menu. Beef slider, sunny side up quail egg. Applewood smoked bacon, American cheese on a potato bun. You guys can also have plain Jane if you prefer that. That's obviously just the beef slider and the potato bun. We're going to have hot dogs, both Nathan's and Hebrew National. Spicy pig. That's a griddled hot dog. Spicy brown mustard, whiskey pepper jam, crispy jalapenos, diced applewood smoked bacon, toasted pretzel bun. We also have a New York hot dog cart style, which comes with a New York onion sauce. Plain Jane again, self-explanatory. That's a seasoned griddle hot dog on a long bun. Of course, we'll have EZD, the special extra request with melted mozzarella, shaved Parmesan Romano, and fresh basil. House-made potato chips tossed with truffle oil, herbs, and Parmesan cheese. Chef's macaroni salad, garden salad, and toasted pretzel sticks with beer mustard. That is the full friggin' menu you guys are going to get, which is amazing. So shout out to Chef Kevin Gilbert for that. That is Nathan's and Hebrew National. That is the hot dog brand for those asking. So there you go. Unbelievable menu. Shout out to Chef Kevin Gilbert. And hopefully work together for many years to come. Let's go to the phone lines. We've got Gator and Goose, baby. G&G.
Hey, buddy. How are you? Good morning.
What's going on, brother?
Nothing. A quick thought.
By the way, I see you have a video coming up. Can you give us the deets?
Yeah. So tonight, I'm doing my first live show on the Gator Sports channel. That's at Gator Jets. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's a very serious topic tonight. We're going to be celebrating the first birthday of Beast Breaker's guinea pig, Little Joey. So it's the Little Joey birthday spectacular, and yeah, we'll have a great time.
What time is that?
Yeah, it'll be 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Eastern.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah,
and
you
then
don't-
one
you
more
don't
time,
want-
what's the channel?
It's at Gator Jets.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you don't want to miss it. There's going to be a lot of emotion going on.
I can imagine.
For this. It's just an incredible moment for the Asmaniac community, for the Jets community.
Yeah.
1 year in the life of a guinea pig has just been phenomenal.
Well,
thank you for that.
Of course,
plug.
it's the least I could do. Yes,
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So Justin Fields.
Yeah.
What is the expectation for him for year one, where the organization / Jets fans in general move on from him and look elsewhere? What do you think the bar is in terms of, what do you need to see from Justin Fields in year one, considering the piss poor quarterback play that we're used to? I'm curious as to what your thoughts are of like, if there's a line that you would draw in terms of whether it be wins or his actual performance on the field. And I know wins and losses doesn't always tell a story, so it's hard to say. But I'm curious, what the fan base and what you might think would be that cutoff line as to where, well, this wasn't a good idea. We should move on. We should look for either another free agent, or we should look for a high draft pick. Or do we do that? Regardless, look for that high draft pick. But ideally, yeah, Fields becomes like this. Oh my God, we got to lock this guy up for for 10 years, and he's our Patrick Mahomes, right? So I'm curious what you think that line in the sand is.
Well, beautiful. First off, Chef Kevin Gilbert, who just heard that whole diatribe, just said he wanted to give a big one of these. Wow. Gator the Goat, salute BG and the Coffee Club. So, Chef Kev, thank you for supporting and appreciate that. Again, at Gator Jets, baby. Make sure you guys support that YouTube channel. And thank you, Chef. We'll put that towards your total here in just a moment. But I will say, and there's the handsome goose. Look.
Yeah, better to look at than me, boy.
better to look at than both of us here, but thank goodness we have Goose as part of this gang here. I'll say this. This is my expectations. Justin Fields, and this is just bare line expectations. Justin Fields is going to have the most dynamic running quarterback season we've ever seen in Jets franchise history, which if you go full-time, that's 450 yards and change. That we had in 1960 for the New York Titans. And if it's modern era, that's 2013, 366 from Geno Smith. So I fully expect him to annihilate both of those numbers and have that sort of season. Wins now, again, this isn't always the case, as you just highlighted, but if he plays awesome, that in theory should lead to wins. If he plays terrible, it's going to be hard for me to envision. Like the defense would just have to be so awful, and Justin Fields is throwing for like 5,000 yards or something for him to look so good that we want to keep him, and that the record is like 4, 5, 6 wins. That it's hard for me for those two things not to be aligned. So like Justin Fields, if he's good, I imagine we're going to be on the doorstep of the playoffs and the wild card of fighting for like a 7 seed. If Justin Fields is blown out, and maybe higher than that, as some other fans have indicated on the show. DNY for Life says the minimum bar, he believes the floor is 12 wins this season. Scotty says the floor is a wild card team. So some people are very high on the projections for what this team can be. But for me, it's sort of, and this might not be tangible, but it's the eye test. Does Justin Fields look like he's progressed as a quarterback now that he has a full team's belief, which he's never had? The best offensive line he's played for, the best receivers had. Breece Hall, we can argue whether or not he's the best running back he's had. Like everything's lined up for Justin, so the excuses are limited. He's got Garrett Wilson. He's got his former teammates. Like, I feel like it's now or never. If Justin Fields is either going to show it or not. The thing I fear, I guess, is sort of what Woody said, because he said it so many times, is he's afraid of Justin Fields not being great, not being terrible, but just showing you a little something which intrigues you, but also puts you like in the 7-win ballpark where you're not shitty enough to get a top pick and you're not good enough to be a contender. Woody's like, I don't know what you do if that happens, and that's what he predicts to happen in some way. So that part, I guess, is a difficult pill to evaluate.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of watching these practices and taking them seriously in terms of like,
right, holding the ball too long, this and that. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. All the good and all the bad is just
right.
It just doesn't seem to matter until maybe some of the scrimmage games, can make a little open up your eyes a little bit in terms of what you see and all.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, the coaching staff is not going to show you, their game plan. So, until game one, it's like I have no idea. So we're all just spitballing here that, and chasing after a lot of hopes and dreams that may or may not come to pass. Yeah. But, I'm hopeful for the kid and,
Well, what are yours, Gator? Let me ask you. Well, you mentioned to me expectations, thoughts, and this may be different per fan, obviously, with what they're hoping to see. What are you hoping to see from Justin Fields?
Well, what did we win? 7 games last year?
5.
5? Did we win 5 games? Wow, we suck, huh?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I don't
know. We got to win more than that. But yeah, obviously, it's going to come down to, the quarterback doesn't always tell the whole story in terms of wins and losses. So, it's the eye test, right? But, yeah, Fields has to look outstanding to not, to think about locking him up for more than what we've got him for on this contract. If he's got to go into year 2 of this contract and play it out just to prove himself again, we better have a backup plan is all.
For sure.
So that's kind of all. I'm real hopeful, but I'm also, I'm pretty negative when it comes to this team in terms of just how much they've beaten me down over the years.
Naturally, right.
So I'm always gonna be pessimistic, but let's go Jets.
There we go, baby. Gator, love you, pal. And again, at Gator Jets tonight, baby. 7:00 live show. Make sure you guys check it out. At Gator Jets. Beast, his guinea pig. Phenomenal. Excellent. Gator always does great work. And again, obviously, if this isn't, I've praised him a lot on this show. He's responsible for all these intros. The Man Show, Boy Green, my radio show going full digital. A massive shout out to Gator at MC Show Digital. The other YouTube channel you guys should 100% subscribe to. We're up to like 75 subscribers, so let's get to triple digits. Let's try to get to 100 subscribers. That would be cool. That's if you guys didn't see it yesterday, I did a live radio broadcast from this store here locally. It's called Play It Again Sports Syracuse. We did a live show. I got to interview the owner, and we talked some golf and all kinds of wonderful things. And it was cool. So sometimes we'll do a live broadcast from a place, which was awesome on StreamYard. And for a couple of them, I'm cross-pollinating. You guys can see them here on the Boy Green channel, but obviously everything is over there. So again, if you guys search out on YouTube right now, The Man Shout Show Boy Green Digital, you'll see it. You'll see a cartoon picture of me. Also, shout out to Gator for that. Or you can just hit up the handle at MC Show Digital as well. I hope you guys get a chance to check that out. And good to hear and see Gator and Goose, baby. G&G. Adam is too cool. Let's answer a couple more of your comments. Isn't the worst case scenario that he's a bridge for next year's drafted quarterback? He'll be cheaper than Tyrod, who can't possibly be re-signed. Worst case scenario that he's a bridge. No, I think the worst case scenario is Justin Fields is so awful that you have to consider unbelievable measures to like trade or get rid of him. I think that's the worst case scenario. Now, obviously, I hope that doesn't happen, but he's either, here are all the options that could happen. Excuse me. Number one, he becomes the franchise quarterback, and it's obvious we re-signed him to a long-term deal. Jets believed in him. He believed in the Jets. Bing, boom, bam. He's the guy. That'd be great. Well, what happens if, he shows some stuff? You don't outwardly believe 100% he's a franchise quarterback. You don't think he's terrible, but he's shown something. And you win like 7 games. You don't make the playoffs. Obviously, you don't have a top pick for the draft. So you get sort of stuck in that realm. That's another possibility. Again, the floor bottoms out. He's just awful. I guess that's also possible. And if he's in that intermediate range, that's more to what you're saying, Adam, is too cool. A member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Thank you very much. Where he shows a little something, and you're like, okay, well, he's the guy for 2026 now. But we're not afraid to draft a quarterback and develop him while Fields is here as a backup plan. So that's another possibility for it. But no, I wouldn't call that the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario, like I said, is straight up him bottoming out. That would be where we get into some funky territory from that perspective. By the way, for Chef Kevin Gilbert, a.k.a. Fastest Food Reviews, which is another YouTube channel you guys should hit up, make sure you guys do that. You're $1 away, Chef Kev, from a raffle ticket for this month. Him and his son's YouTube channel, they review food in under 30 seconds. A unique concept. I'm a big fan. I really enjoy it. They always have a lot of fun. So shout out to our guy, Chef Kevin Gilbert, baby. We'll go back to the phone lines here in just a second. Several callers waiting to hit it. Speaking of hitting it, easy. Hit the like button right now, baby. Very forceful. All caps. Very aggressive. Hit it now or else. I don't know what or else means. I don't know what the hell Easy's going to do. You never know. But, hey, EZD will be at the tailgate, both in physical form and food form. Hopefully you guys can jump on that train here momentarily. Okay, make sure you do that. All right. There was one more comment I wanted to highlight. I don't know if I could find. Here we go. Philium. Let's give some love to Philium here for a second. Breece certainly handled the questions well. He isn't entitled to anything. As I've been saying for months, if we're ever going to see Breece at his best, it will be this year. And basically, Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn have basically killed any of those trade, like we just talked about the Terry McLaurin trade thing. Like, oh, look at this. Like, they're holding on to Breece, man. They're holding on to Breece. And for better or worse, we're going to see what happens. So let's go. All right, let's go to the phone lines here on the show. It's time for a little hip, hip, hop. What's up, Pep?
Hey, Paul. Hey, fellas. I just want to talk about a couple of the interviews, the pressers I saw on YouTube. One was with Breece saying that when Glenn spoke to him, he goes, hey, man, you think I'm going to trade you? He goes, I'm not trading you. Like this. Like this.
And AG is just got to be like, so for the Aaron Rodgers thing, hey, you going to play football next year? He's like, I don't know, I'm interested. And then he like has his thing. Oh, you think you're going to trade you this year? Like, I'm not. Is it a mind game? What answers does he want? Because Bree's like, I I don't know. Is there an answer you're looking for? Like, man, AG's an interesting guy. Yeah.
Yeah, but his whole face lit up when he says, "I'm not trading you." He's like, "Whoa,"
Yeah. Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, that's cool. I love
It
that.
just made
Yeah.
him felt wanted. It's awesome.
Which is what we all want, right? At the end of the
Yeah.
day, we want to feel wanted, right? Breece has been beaten up. He called his year that he just had shitty. And so, like, when AG's like, do you think you're going to trade you? Breece is like, I don't know. I'm seeing all the trade rumors out there. Maybe. I don't know. Well,
Yeah.
and he says, no, man. Like, you're my running back, man. I'm sure Breece is like, hell yeah, I want to run through a brick wall for this guy, you know?
That's the key right there. Run through the brick wall. The other
Yeah.
pressure I'd like to talk about is the offensive coordinator.
Oh, yeah, Tanner Engstrand. What a
Yeah,
dude, man.
yeah. And they asked him about the GoPro, and his whole
Yeah.
face lit up. He went like this. Oh man, the GoPro. He goes,
Yeah.
man, I can hear everything. I hear what he's calling the play, what he's looking at, and and like he lit up about that whole thing. So I'm very optimistic about this working out for Justin Fields because it seems to be perfect fit for where the deficiency in his game is.
It does. And I will tell you this, Hap. I heard that from Tanner Engstrand. Justin Fields has also asked about it. I'm going to try to see if I don't know if the Jets are going to let me do this, but I want to look into this GoPro thing. Like, if we do a full show about it, to hear, like, the technology, how they started working together. Like, I've been trying to do some digging on that for a bigger story to see if then we can bring it to the show. Because I've been motivated by you, Hap. You mentioned it before, and I'm like, you know what? This is fascinating. People want to know about this. So we'll see what digging I'm able to do on the subject matter.
I'm curious to see what it's like to actually see like the film, like to hear him talking and to see from his perspective, like,
Right.
like,
I hope we can
on.
even get some of the footage. And again, I don't need any proprietary information. Just give me a random slanty through. I just want to see the vision of the camera shot of him going through his progressions and sort of how it works. I think that'd be fascinating for the fans. So hopefully I can cook up some of that.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be Justin Fields. It could be a guy from who's selling the product. And
of course, right. Former examples or something. Right. That'd be fascinating to hear and see and go, oh, wow, so this is what they're doing. So
yeah. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it, Hep. Yeah, I've been thinking about that ever since Hep brought up the GoPros. It looks funky for the players, right? You have this big friggin' piece of. I wonder how heavy that is. Justin Fields wasn't asked questions like that, but like how heavy is that thing as you're moving around, having that extra hoopla up there? That's that's interesting. So I'd love to explore that more with Justin Fields. Fascinating. All right, let's go back to the phone lines here. Let me check the oven. Oh, there's some EZD in there.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on? Love the Rolling Stone shirt. Very nice.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I like this particular Stone shirt. I got another one. Yeah, I think Justin Fields needs to have 500 rushing yards and 3,000 passing yards.
All right.
There's no reason he shouldn't be able to do that this year with the offensive line and the running backs and the tight ends and everything that he's got on offense. And then he's got the two guys and Smith and Wilson that can take the top off. And and then you got, if you bring in that kid Smart, that other tight end, he's pretty good in this, going over the middle on slants. I mean, we got a diverse offense now with capable players, and I think that Justin Fields is just that extra pizzazz that we have that we can throw in the mix. I see it happening this year. I don't know why everyone thinks the Jets are going to be absolute shit this year. I mean, we were absolute shit last year, and that was because we had no coaching. No coaching, none, zip, nada. And I think we have some slightly better personnel this year than last year. Now, 2 years ago, we definitely had better personnel. But last year was defense let us down a little bit. Aaron Rodgers let us down a little bit, although it wasn't all Aaron's fault. I just think that it was just oil and water last year.
I think
they got rid of Salah, and then a bunch of people just kind of gave up. They were like, I didn't sign up for this shit show, and they liked.
And
Salah.
here's to your point.
Salah he had a
Justin Fields stats.
The players liked him.
Yeah, Justin Fields, the most passing yards he's ever thrown for in a season is 2,500. That happened in 2023. So you're asking for 3,000. Here's the math, okay? I didn't know math is going to be a part of the show, but I'm prepared, okay? There's 17 games in a season. We need 3,000 passing yards. For Justin Fields to reach 3,000, which, by the way, I think it's a good number. That's a great number for you to draw a line in the sand easy, is this. 176 yards per game. That's all Justin Fields needs to do to get to 3,000.
That is so
176 is
doable.
totally reasonable. Of course it is. And that could get him to 3,000, which, by the way, would be a career season for Justin Fields. That 500-plus rushing yards that you mentioned would be the most by any Jets quarterback in franchise history in a single season. So I think those are realistic lines to draw that would make us go, oh, okay, Justin Fields figured out something here with the Jets.
What did Jalen Hurts do last year rushing? Because I think Justin Fields equates to a Jalen Hurts type of a guy who nobody expected anything. And then Jalen Hurts really, to his credit, exploded on his own. He really got good. So,
yeah, let's take a gander on old Jalen Hurts. What was the Jalen Hurts rushing stats?
I bet you he had 503,000.
So let's see. So passing, he only had 2,900. So okay, there you go.
All right, so close to 3,000.
Yeah. You were close. Let's see on rushing. Got all this damn scrolling. 600. Yeah.
There you go. That's the formula for a running quarterback. 500.
Sure, and then we're going to win the Super Bowl.
Range.
Boom. We'll win the Super Bowl.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for a running quarterback, having that kind of a blend is like the perfect thing. 503,000. If he can do that, we should win 10, 11 games this year, no problem.
Yeah, I love it. There we go. That's what I'm talking about, Easy.
And what was that thing about Chef Gill? He says he could do something with food, rate food real fast in 5 minutes. Well, I can eat.
Oh yeah,
some
so
food
his
in 5
YouTube
minutes.
account,
and you're
here
about
it is.
to witness it.
Yeah, this is his not new. I don't know how old it's been, but his YouTube account is called Fastest Food Reviews. And it's got like 150,000 subscribers. So he's killing it over there. He's very humble and never brings that up. But he and his son.
But how fast can he eat?
Yeah, pretty fast. Apparently, it's a 30-second. So they'll go to like a let's say Taco Bell has a new taco out. He and his son, Chef Kevin, his son, go to like Taco Bell, and he films him, and then his son has a quick little message. It's like, all right, let's go, and he tastes and tries the food, and then he gives you the review on the food, and it says, boom, like and subscribe, and I'm like, holy crap, it's very efficient. Very efficient. So a cool shtick that him and his son are doing. Again, he's got like 150,000 subscribers. He's killing it over there.
Maybe we could have a slider eating contest at the tailgate.
Oh, that'd be great. Sure. I'm all about it.
But we'd have to wait until everybody's there and everybody's eating because I don't want anybody
because then,
to miss
like,
out on
people would be
any
like,
food.
what the hell? I don't have any of my food, right? That could be an issue.
He'll be like, he'll ring the bell, like, last call, time to go into the stadium soon. We got to clean up. And then everybody just start jamming food down their throat as fast as they can.
Yeah, I'm sure nothing could go wrong with that. Yeah.
No. What could possibly go wrong? Is anyone going that's a doctor or anyone know how to do the Heimlich?
I'm going to have to review that once we have our tickets finalized. If we have any doctors, we should try to make sure the career paths are diversified just in case for any scenario that we have a doctor on staff. I'll keep you posted on that. Yeah.
I'm not concerned with the game as much as meeting everybody and having a great time. I'm just hoping that it's a nice, beautiful morning.
Sure.
Probably around 45, 50 degrees, nice and crisp, but not cold. And then we have that nice hot food and our regular soft drinks and of course adult beverages.
Yeah, for those that partake. Yeah.
Nothing makes a party like some sliders and a couple of adult beverages.
Hey, that's what Woody said, so I'll take his word for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know Woody and me were trying to hook up about.
Are you?
Getting
Are you guys going to hook up?
Well, not like that. He's married.
Well, no, I was talking about your sexual preferences, Easy. That is of your own accord.
I know. I'm just saying we're trying to figure out.
There's nothing wrong with that. I just want to make that clear, Easy. There's nothing wrong with that. You can do whatever you'd like, pal. I don't judge. That's not the kind of guy I am.
If what I'm trying to arrange is if me and Woody can get maybe one more guy to go up there.
Whoa. Easy. This is a family show, pal. I don't, get one more guy. But there's nothing wrong with that. You can do whatever you want, man.
Let me finish, man. Come on, you're killing me.
Go ahead.
I want to get like one more person to go with us so that we can maybe rent a car. Rent a car to go up there because the thing is, if you rent a car, you split it 3 ways. Everybody drives 3 hours at a time because it's like a 9-10 hour drive. So everybody drives 3 hours.
Okay.
So nobody gets tired. We drive up there, and then we have the car, so we're not stranded for the hotel, and then we bring it to the airport, and then take the train over to the stadium, and then take the train back to the airport and fly out at night. So this way, we just have to book a night flight back home.
Okay, that math's easy. Okay, keep us posted.
But I'm just saying, with me and just Woody doing it, it might be too expensive to rent
So
a
you
car.
need one more guy.
So
okay, so go to
I'd like to get
Craigslist and
one
say, hey,
or
we're
two
looking
more
for one
guys.
more guy. We got a twosome here. We're looking for a threesome.
That's just disgusting.
Just put that out there. I'm sure you're going to get a lot of hits on that ad.
You know, I thought maybe your fiance did not want to have an engagement party with us because we're the crazy bastards. I think it's just that you're the crazy bastard.
I could be. I could just be the instigator, and I get to blame everybody else, and everyone goes, yeah, that Paul guy, he's always right.
It'll be fun meeting you guys. I'm looking forward to it.
Can't wait. EZD, thanks, brother, and thank you. And hopefully you find that third guy you guys are looking for. Yeah. Anywho, let's go back to the phone lines here. We've got Scotty Too Hottie here on the show. What's up, Scotty?
Such a great show, but I gotta say, BG, I think you're working with the NFL. You know those commercials that they did about, going to watch games, but it's really all about the food. Every time I watch your show, I feel like, I'm gaining weight because I got so hungry this morning just listening to you.
Oh my God. I got hungry reading it. I'm like, oh God. Good
Oh
Lord.
my God.
Like we're still like 4 months out from this thing. Yeah, boys.
I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I don't know if I'm gonna make it, but man, I do want to see videos of you guys eating.
That'll be great. We will have whatever they call it. I don't know what's a filmographer, a cinematographer, a film person. Someone will be there with a professional camera taking it all in. So that'll be cool.
Please show it and share it with Jet Nation because
we'll do. It'll be here on our social media portals. Everybody, yes.
I get such pleasure out of that. But I just want to go to the press conferences because I'm so glad that you played the Breece Hall press conference and talked a little bit about Tanner Engstrom. But I want to take us back to a little bit before that and then go back to Breece.
Sure.
So if you recall, AG is so authentic and he's so comfortable in his own skin. Remember what he said. He actually gave credit to Robert Saleh concerning the players. If you go back and you play his press conference, he really applauded the prior regime in terms of how they brought the right guys into the team. There are no bad guys, BG. That's what he said, and so for that he did give credit to the coaching staff in terms of player development and selecting the right players. And if nobody has seen that, go back and listen to it. It was a very nice compliment, I thought, where AG wasn't taking anything away from what the last regime did. And I think it's important because they're the same kind of players that AG is looking for. The difference is his coaching staff is 1,000% better than what Saleh did. And Saleh wanted to be liked, and Saleh wasn't able to get rid of some of the coaches that really needed to go. Keith Carter had no business being on that team. The offensive coordinator, Nathaniel Hackett, didn't even know that Breece Hall could catch. I mean, to not fix those mistakes is where I think Saleh went wrong. And finally, just to further dump on the coaching staff, I mean, there was no in-game management. There was no fixing of penalties. We saw the same shit show for 3 years where the same errors were made over and over and over. Doesn't speak to the players or their temperament or their character, but it does speak to the lack of coaching. So I just wanted to point out that that was clearly underscored by AG. So I give him credit for that because he's AG, like you said. He's not afraid to be himself. But here's the thing, and I'm going to go back to this at the end of the year. I'm going to remind you and Nick what I said. I'm going to repeat this, okay? Breece Hall was the offensive rookie of the year till he blew his leg out. Not Garrett Wilson. Breece Hall was going to be the offensive rookie of the year.
No doubt.
And the year after he blew his leg out, he had over 1,500 combined yards. Last year was an absolute disaster, and we didn't understand why. I think part of it was the coaching. But Breece told you the real reason why Breece wasn't Breece. He had a knee injury, a devastating knee injury. This year, he's going to be fully healthy with competent coaching. He's not a good running back or a second-round running back. If you recall, the Jets wanted him in the first round. They actually went and got him. They traded up in the second round. But I'm going to say this again, and you're going to see it.
Okay.
He is going to be in the top 3. He's going to be an elite running back. He is not a good running back. He's a great running back. And that trade is so dumb on so many levels that's being put around by Washington, the Washington trade with the wide receiver, that old ass wide receiver that is great, but we don't need him. Okay. I'm sorry. We don't need Terry McLaurin. We need Keenan Allen. We need him for the next 2 years. And then we have a 23-year-old stud running back. And by the way, Justin Fields is going to get over 700 yards, not 500 yards. And yes, 3,000 yards, I would say, is right. But this is where he's going to be elite. Justin Fields is going to be elite in scoring touchdowns. So just remember those predictions.
Okay.
We're going to win ugly.
All right.
AG is the real deal. He brought in real coaches. This team has more than enough talent to be a wild card. And by the end of the year, nobody is going to want to play us. Now, if you think I'm a Pollyanna, pie in the sky, Jeff fan, that's okay. I'd rather live my life this way than incel Alon, who keeps talking about the fact that we're not going to win 5 games. That's just silly talk. I've already put 1,000 on the Jets over on the 5.5. Anybody who wants to bet me, as long as it's being held in escrow, I don't trust any of you MFers, except you, BG. And you're not going to bet me because you're on the over. But at the end of the day,
1K? Okay.
1K on the 5.5 over. And just watch. Justin Fields gonna run wild. The man is a cheetah. He's gonna open up, my boy. Breece is the guy. Just watch. Breece is the word. Remember, Breece is the word? Breece is the word. That's a shirt. Let's go. Jets, wild card or better. And I don't want to hear any more of this hatred from Incel Alon. I'm done with it.
Fair enough. There you go, Scotty, who believes Breece will be great. Not good. Great. I like it. And 1K. Okay, money bags. All right. Okay. All righty. Hey, the over on the 5.5. I believe it. I'll take over on the 5.5. Now, I'm not going to pay. I'm not going to put a $1,000 on it. But if I had $1,000, I might. Maybe. Sure. Possibly. Who knows? But anywho, let's keep going to the phone lines. Love it. We got 300 people in the room. Like the video. Hit subscribe, baby. The phone calls have been very interesting so far. Where else could it go? Only God knows. Let's go. Hey, let's give a big hearty congratulations to Indy Jets.
What's going on, BG? Good morning.
Away from an NBA championship, the first NBA championship in Indiana Pacers history. Oh my!
Can you imagine? Yeah. What another great win by the Pacers. That we're just I don't have my Jets right now, but hey, we've got the Pacers.
But Indy, it's very important on this show that we hold people accountable. Okay, when people say things wrong, that's an important piece. You need to apologize. And
I need to apologize, BG,
right now with your dirty mouth. Okay. I'm
going
to put your full screen.
I apologize. Yep, I apologize. I said the Pacers would win by 6, and I was wrong. So I apologize on that.
Thank you. Because again, holding people accountable is important. You guys won by 9, not 6. Okay?
Yeah.
So try to fix that ahead of Game 4. All right.
Yeah. But on a Jets note here, I don't know. I missed the beginning of the show, so I don't know if you addressed it or not. So when Tanner came on and started talking about Corley,
no, we have not talked anything about that. So go ahead.
Okay. Did you see that part where he came on and talked about?
I've only seen a part of the Tanner interview. I've not seen the full thing yet.
Okay. Basically, what the way I got it is Corley's gone.
Damn. Okay.
He did not sound pleased with Corley at all. Basically said it's a mental issue, and it's going to be up to him to get mentally caught up. He wasn't worried about the injury. He wasn't worried about anything else. He was worried about the mental side of Corley. And that he needed it's going to be up to him to get mentally caught up. he didn't put any of that responsibility on the Jets. He put 100% of it on Malachi Corley.
Fascinating.
And that, yeah, and I kind of took that as Corley's not in the good graces of the coaches right now. And
It
I don't
feel like it didn't feel like it prior to whatever Tanner Angstrand said yesterday, because he's been hurt. He hasn't been there. The way AG talked about it, like on Tuesday, I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound very good. So wow, interesting.
Yeah, and just by the way, it just seemed by the words that he used, and the way that he pointed the responsibility. I don't believe Corley makes the. I believe Corley will get cut.
Damn. Oof.
By
that'd be tough a year later, but totally possible.
Just by, I mean, if you're talking about the mental part of a wide receiver, I mean, we already know that there was, we knew there was some immaturity levels. That's why he dropped the ball, and that, and if he still if the new coaching regime is sitting there saying, hey, look, he's mentally he's way behind, and if he wants to get caught up, it's going to be on him. That just tells me right there they're not they're not in on Corley, and so that right there kind of answers. I wouldn't say really answers our wide receiver number 2, but it narrows it down because he's not it.
Because that's fascinating. When we're trying to answer questions, there are 2 ways to answer questions. Someone jumping out and they are the answer question. Perfect. Or someone eliminating themselves in the question, and we're like, it might be easier to answer who will not be the guy, which helps us find the guy because we know that one of them could be dropping out of it. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I would say that I would say that Corley is not going to be a New York Jet on opening day.
Wow.
But did you see how jacked Breece Hall looked when he's standing up there?
Oh my God! When he was standing at the presser, I was like, "Good Lord!" He was looking swole. I was like, "Wow."
I don't know if he put on a little weight too. He just seemed like he bulked up a little bit. I don't recall Breece being that jacked up. But maybe
Look
I'm
at the
wrong.
picture. If people have not seen the thumbnail of this YouTube picture, right? So the photos that I used are from Media Day. Look at the one on the left of Breece just having his arms crossed. Jesus, he's got veins popping and everything. He looks like, again, to your point, I don't know if it's added weight or just refined, right? Like he just juiced up. Maybe it's the same weight, just more muscular. But yeah, look at the YouTube thumbnail of this video. If you guys haven't seen it, that picture of Breece Hall on the left with his arms crossed is from Media Day on Monday. And yoy, good Lord.
Yeah. And, I did take offense to Scotty a little bit. He said, if we were, I wasn't going to bet him on the over under on the 5-5, but I took offense that he wouldn't trust any of us MFers.
That's a good point.
Especially to somebody that he already lost one bet to.
Yeah, 1 is random, 2 is a trend, so you have to be careful on the next.
I haven't got the jersey. The Halliburton jersey will be here on Saturday.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So it'll be ready for the when the championship game back in OKC on Monday
for the parade. Nice. We'll have that.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But so I don't know. I just didn't know if you heard that part of that.
I'm gonna have to jump on that today. That's how I sort of did it. There was a few that I had to get to for stories, and then if I heard other people talking about it, I'm like, got to get to that one first, priority. But I love all the content. We had over the last 2 days, we've had 9 players speak of full press conferences. Plus, we have AG today at 2:00 and more players today. So I love it. We're going to get to dive into all of it for these shows. So, no, I'm going to have to jump on that one next there, Indy.
Yeah, and as far as Justin Fields goes, look, I realize college stats and NFL stats don't always correlate to each other. But when you look at what Justin Fields did in 2019 and look at what he's got today, he's got the players. There's 4 of those, and I'm a Michigan fan, so I hated everything that Justin Fields was as an Ohio State player, because Ohio State just tore a knot right into Michigan. But you had Jeremy Ruckert, you had Garrett Wilson, you had Josh Myers, and Justin Fields all on that team in 2019. And so I just see that 3,000 yards, 500 yards rushing. as a staple. I mean, he can do 2,700 yards passing and 800 yards rushing. I think where you're going to really see people are always people are saying, hey, if we can get 20 touchdowns out of him, I think Fields is going to be 30 plus passing touchdowns this year.
Oh,
30
that would be
plus.
awesome. We've only had one quarterback in Jets history have done that. I definitely think we're getting double. Sorry, Breece Hall fantasy football owners. I think we're getting the Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields effect in the red zone. When they're within 5, it's going to be Justin Fields beating you over the head. I could definitely see double-digit rushing touchdown for Justin Fields from just that perspective. So let alone if we get your 30-plus passing, 40 touchdowns. I mean, that'd be sick.
If you look at what he did in 2019, once he got into that red zone and he had J.K. Dobbins as the running back, which you put Breece Hall as the running back this year. It inside that red zone is where he becomes the most dangerous in passing, because what are you going to do? Load the box up because Breece Hall can run it from inside the 20. Justin Fields can run it inside the 20, and you're going to leave Garrett. You're going to leave Garrett one-on-one in the end zone. You're going to have. They'll have to. And there you go. I see Garrett probably getting 10 touchdowns. Breece getting 10.
Boom.
And so I think this offense is going to be better than what people give us credit for. We're not going to win gritty games. We're going to win some of these games by big numbers. That's just what Justin Fields is.
That's what I'm talking about.
And so I am with Scotty. Take the over. If you've got $10, BG, put it on the over. Because you're good. That's about as easy a bet as you could win.
I love it. There you go from Indy. We've had Scotty. We've had Indy. And let me see if this guy has his camera back on here. I believe we have good news, Easy. Earlier today, you were about to put out a Craigslist ad for a third guy. Well, the search might be over, my friend. We've got your third guy. The third guy. Johnny boy. Huh? You in? Huh?
Probably not, but it's been a while. Yeah, you got Indy talking about tore a nut. Then you had Easy talking about hooking up with Woody. It's been wild, man.
Adding a third guy into the mix. Yeah, I mean, hey, whatever you got to do to spice things up, I'm all about. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You can do what you please. Yeah.
100%, man. Hey, I wanted to come up here real quick, and talk about what Hep said, right, in regards to Breece speaking about Aaron Glenn went ahead and was like, "You're my guy. Like, do you want to be my running back or whatever?" Something to that sense of it.
Yeah, you're my running back.
That,
like he ended all the crap. Breece Hall was like, "Oh my God, I'm seeing all these trade rumors." And Breece said to himself, like, "Oh shit, let's see what happens," because I don't know. He said he did not call up AG. AG called up him to say, like, "You're my running back. Like, you're not getting traded. I love you." And then that meant the world to Breece, apparently.
Yeah, like, wouldn't you want somebody that's very just straightforward and straight up, and it's going to be like, "Hey, like, where this is how it is." Just be.
You're on mute. Something happened there.
Hold on 1 second. Let me come right back to me real quick. Hold on.
Yeah. I'll come back to you. That's all right. Let's go to Philium, who's got the buttons down. Look at him. The tan, the Hawaiian shirt. All right. Vibes are high with Philium. What's going on?
Hey, it's good to see you, Paul. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
I wanted to call a couple of things. One, as you know, going back months and months, I've said that, Breece Hall is the guy we need to ride like a freaking stallion this year. If we're ever going to get, if we're ever going to get, number one Breece Hall, it's this year. So, and I'm not about extensions or anything yet. This is going to be a prove it year. We can always talk later. We talked about if things go really bad this year, and I don't believe they will, then we can talk about, trade deadline. But
let me ask you this real quick, because I can't remember. I think I remember what your initial stance is on this. if Breece is giddy up this year and he has this insane action, by the way, DJ appreciates your nice shirt, Phil. You're pimping out there. I appreciate that as well. But I would say if Breece goes wild and has this season that we've all been dreaming of forever, 1,300, 1,400, 1,500 yards or something, are you like, all right, franchise tag or long-term deal? Are you willing to have those conversations despite him being a running back, or that's just like, that's awesome, but again, the running back value and things of that nature come back up? How do you deal with that if he ends up having that season? Long story short.
Yeah, no, like I said, this is a prove it year, and as I said, I'd be willing to talk during the season based on based on what I'm seeing, and if the season in general, if the team in general, I don't even want to say the words of what that bad record might be.
I know what you're saying. Yes.
Then we could look at trade talk if that's something that we want to look at it. All right.
Okay.
But I think his value to us is far greater than what we would probably get as a trade during the offseason. I said that consistently. A third or fourth rounder for Breece Hall isn't doing us any good. This is a guy that could take us to the playoffs this year. That's worth a lot more than a draft pick. And when people were talking about first and second round picks with the draft that was out there with running backs this year, that simply wasn't happening. So I was consistently saying that's not going to happen. Now, as far as an extension goes, I always say, like, I don't want to pay big money to running backs. If Breece Hall is lighting it up this year and I want to extend him, I would rather never use a franchise tag on a running back. I would rather work out what I consider to be a fair, equitable deal, and I never want to go more than 3 years on a running back.
That's fair.
And if I can't get him to take what I want, and there's always this fear I hear, particularly from you, Paul, about we can't lose a guy and get nothing back. You can't live with that.
I hate that. It really bothers me. I will be honest. It really does bother me.
Right, and I understand, and everybody's entitled to their opinions on this. But I think you can't live in fear of that. You can't make decisions based on that. Whether you get a comp pick or not, none of those things. You have to make business decisions about players on a constant. You got to decide the priority guys to sign and the ones that you want to sign but can't come to an agreement on. Sometimes you're going to lose a guy and get nothing back. That's just the nature of the beast. So, but Breece Hall was only part of why I wanted to call in today. And my feelings about Breece, pretty much everything I just said, I've said before.
Are you the third guy, Philium, that Easy's looking for?
You were killing me. That was too funny, man. You were killing me. Oh my God. No, I'll let Johnny take it. I'll let Johnny have
it. Okay, there you
go. But the talk about
what else is on your mind? Yes.
The talk about Alan Lazard in recent weeks. Now, again, one of the reasons I called in is I'm trying to go back and say, for months and months and months, I said when people were talking about why is he still on the roster in March?
Right. Yes.
I said until we have at least 5 receivers on this team that we definitely think are better than Lazard, he's not going anywhere. And then when they restructured his deal, to me, a veteran guy who has some certain, skills. He's certainly not, all right. He's got his flaws, and at 11 million, he was a bust. But at 2.5 million, if he's a good blocker and occasionally makes a catch for you, I would design plays to the sidelines for him because he's not a contested catch kind of guy. But the bottom line is, to trade him when we've got him on the roster for 2.5 million with the present wide receiver room makes no sense to me. I don't see how you would ever do that, regardless of the Aaron Rodgers buddy deal. Okay. Crazy talk to trade him before that game would be insane, in my opinion. And lastly, if this guy's got any character, he's got to want to prove that he can win without Aaron Rodgers. He's got to prove that he's not only good when Aaron Rodgers is throwing him the ball. So, that's my 2 cents on that, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Philium, as always. Wise beyond your years. And but what I am curious about, great call from Philium, what I am curious about Does Alan Lazard actually have that pride? Because he has sort of been pretty shameless in pressers. Like, hey, what's been wrong? What went wrong? Like last year, I didn't have Aaron Rodgers. Like he's been sort of shameless in saying that. Where you're like, okay, sorry, B-Mac, I've got some bad news for you, pal. I've got some bad news for you. There is some stuff going on here because Luka has put you in the grinder, my friend. I'm so sorry, but it is what it is. That's what happens, pal. So without further ado, B-Mac, it's grinder time.
You mess with Kurt and you go into the grinder. Okay, now this grinder of yours, is it a real grinder or is it some kind of a metaphor? That's it. You're gone. Adios. TKO'd. Historical. Wait. I won't be funny no more. See? Security. You ain't got to bring the man down here. What a second. Kurt, come on, please. I need this job. Take out the trash. Trash? Oh, now look at here. Get these moves out of my face.
Bye, B-Mac. Sorry. The rules are the rules. 10 memberships and you're out of here. But we'll see you back in 24 hours. There you go. That's how the YouTube gods work, which also means 10 memberships are just gifted from Luca here. So 10 Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. Up there, Luca. We've added to your total. We'll do that in just a second.
That's what I do know. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Has been paid. 23 raffle tickets now for our guy, Luca. Let's reveal the 10 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Again, shout out to Luca here for the love. Much appreciated, pal. Let's see. Greg Ginter, Bobby Shaw, Green Bean. Hey, now, some celebrity action in here. Winston Grant, Maurice, Mongo Horse Punch, JC Jets, Jets fan since birth, Julian Man. Oh, wait, who else do we have here? It skipped here. And MJ Wilson. You guys are all now members to the Boy Green Coffee Club, baby. Congratulations. Welcome, and let's go. Boom, shaka, laka. Beautiful. I'll update the banner in just a second for you coming up here, Luca, but you do have 23 memberships now as well. Let's go back to the third guy. What's up, Johnny? Okay, we got you now.
All right, yeah, my bad, man. I don't know what's going on, bro. Anyways.
Hey, real quick, actually, Easy, is Johnny Boy good being your third guy?
Are you talking to me? Am I on?
Yeah, you're on right now. Is Johnny Boy your third guy?
I was flipping my egg. Hold on a second.
No, you could go back to flipping. Yeah.
No, what I was saying is if there's anyone else in North Carolina who's going up for the trip, I think the best way to do it is you rent a car. This way, you just take it up. If there's any problems with the car, you don't have to worry about it. They give you another car. And then we have the car, and then we can drive up. We could go to a hotel, and then we can go out to dinner or whatever. And then the next day, return the car in the morning. We bring it back to the airport. I have it all planned out.
Okay.
Bring it back to the airport. Take the train from the airport to Newark Station. From Newark Station, you take the shuttle to the stadium. And then
wait,
at the
let
end
me
of the
get this
day,
straight. You said a hotel?
It's not going to be an orgy. It's a toga party, dummy.
Oh, not an orgy. Right. Toga party. Right.
Why are you using your
secret tickle time? You have a name for it?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
What the secret
what are you
tickle time?
Fucking doing?
All right.
Boy Green has lost his ever loving mind.
Hey,
no,
different strokes.
The biggest problem with the NFL is bigger entity as the NFL is. I don't understand why the NFL teams don't put together travel packages with airfare for their fans.
Right.
They have first off, they have expatriate fans that live in other states, and then they have fans that live in the state where the team is that want to travel to games. And you can't find an airline that's willing to give a decent price ticket for getting there the night before and leaving the next night. They all want you to stay.
Gator needs some walking around money.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and your walking around money is going away easy. You don't have any chance for any of this stuff.
I had a few questions for Easy real quick.
Oh, sure. Yeah, ask him. Yeah, Easy's right here.
Yeah. Easy. All right.
Yeah, man.
Is flipping the eggs code for anything? I'm an individual who likes to be wine and dine first and then take to a hotel.
Well, that's the egg. See, that's the flip side.
Oh, nice. That was good, man. Oh, yep. See, Phil knows what I'm talking about. And then we ride
3
into
egg omelet with a whole diced onion, some ham. I didn't have green pepper today, so I'm gonna have to sacrifice a little bit. But I usually like my green pepper, onion, and ham, my Western omelet. But I do it as a scramble because I ain't got the skills to flip it in one shot. So.
Word. All right.
Any other questions you have there, Johnny boy?
But if anyone else is in North Carolina and is going up for the game or is
I'll
in
let
the
you
area,
know.
or even if they're coming up from Florida, you know, we could, we
Is
could
that
meet,
Phil?
I'm not far from I-95. I'm about 25 minutes from I-95.
I'll let Phil
so,
know. Yeah.
So if Woody wanted to come here, park his car here, and because he's further out, he's in Carborough, which is near Chapel Hill. So if he wanted to drive here, and then the guy coming up from Florida could come pick us up here, and then we go up north, that's fine too. We'll chip in for gas and tolls and everything.
Hey, quick question. Yo Holmes is asking Western omelet or Denver omelet?
They're the same. I think a Denver omelet has like tomatoes in it too.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Ham pepper onion is your basic Western omelet. Now there's some people. I think the Denver omelet they throw in mushrooms and tomatoes also, which I am not against.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Omelet.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You ever had some chorizo in your omelet, Easy?
What?
You ever had some chorizo in your omelet? Easy?
What's that?
Chorizo.
What is chorizo?
Meat.
Yeah.
Meat?
Carne.
Oh, yeah, man. I'll just make steak and eggs if I'm going to do that. I'll just put up a nice flat iron steak.
So, yeah, you don't mind any meat in the omelet is what you're saying. Okay. That's all we're checking. You see, that's all we're checking. All right, anywho, Johnny, yes, go ahead.
Bro, I don't even know what to say anymore, dude. The whole conversation was about like, and now it's gonna seem weird talking about it, that I would want a dude to be straightforward with me as my coach, and it's not correct.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, exactly.
But okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I just want to make sure there's nothing wrong with that. That's very clear. Yeah.
Hey, no, I was talking about Aaron Glenn telling freaking Breece Hall, like,
man to man.
Yeah, like straightforward. Like, don't you want that, right? As a player, wouldn't you want somebody just to be like, dude, you are in the plans. Like, we are rocking with you. And to say that what you had the years before, which was such an unknown, right, in regards to the coaching staff and all of that. And here we are. Like, it's different, man. You're seeing the culture just being switched around. And the last thing that I want to talk about was the Corley stuff, man. Dude, there was a lot of talk that the issues with him was his motivation. And now this is coming out from somebody else within Tanner himself. That's a completely separate coaching staff and all that. It's telling a big story in regards to Corley, man. Like, the dude's talented and all that, but sometimes you just don't have it up here. And it's an unfortunate situation with that dude, man, because the comparisons with him was Deebo Samuel, right? And then to be able to go ahead and use a guy like that within your actual offense would be huge. But if you don't have it up here, man, bro, it's crazy.
But that's the thing that bothers me to my core, like motivation. Like, I hope he's intrinsically motivated, but like, your career's on the line, and it's not an impossible situation. There are not 5 Garrett Wilsons on this team. There's one Garrett Wilson and opportunity. We've all been asking, who's wide receiver 2? Who's wide receiver 2? Who's wide receiver 2? If I'm Malachi Corley, I'm fucking wide receiver 2, motherfucker. I am. Like, that's what I would hope if I was in his position. I never have been. Again, I'm wearing a Oswego High School, not a Oswego NFL team shirt, obviously. So, I would hope if I'm Malachi that would motivate me. Like, oh yeah, I need to get on the field. I'm going to prove everyone, all you people talking that shit. Like, look at me. I'm wide receiver 2. I was always the wide receiver 2. So yeah, it's there's just been so many concerning things. AG, Malachi Corley's comment, Sean Jeffrey, like everyone that's been talking about Malachi Corley, it's been all bad. Hey, the rubber meets the road, but maybe Indy's going to be right and he gets cut. If he does, that'd be a damn shame. It'd be a damn shame.
That would suck because he was a 3rd rounder, right? And it was the whole.
He was the first pick of the 3rd round, 65th overall, and the Jets tried to trade up into the 2nd round to get him, like at around where Mason Taylor got picked. But it's a different draft, obviously. But in the 40s, like they tried to aggressively trade up. They couldn't find the right team that's willing to drop back that far. And yeah, unbelievable.
And that's one of the reasons, another reason why I was saying it from jump.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with Phil, man. It's like you can't get rid of Lazard, right? Because God forbid you have Garrett Wilson go down, knock on wood, that does not happen or anything like that at all. But who's your wide receiver too, right? And then everybody's been talking about a veteran this, a veteran that, a veteran this, or whatever. I mean, isn't Lazard kind of your veteran there? He's been in the game for a minute as well. And it's completely correct. He has to prove that he doesn't need Aaron Rodgers. You know, because I think, this is his last year, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Who?
Lazard.
So this is what changed about it. So originally when he headed into this, so season just ends. We're in January. Al Lazard has 2 years and $22 million left on his deal, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
Jets say, we're not fucking paying that, Allen. And then they have this conversation back and forth. They ultimately get a pay cut. So Al Lazard takes $8.5 million less this year, and they wipe away the final year. So now, after the contract alteration, he is set to be a free agent in like less than a year, whatever that is. The offseason of next year, he's a free agent now because they reworked his deal. So he got rid of the last year of his deal.
So he's motivated, right?
Yeah, you would think.
To go and have a good year to get paid again, possibly, right?
Yeah.
So, and prior to him getting injured, I think the dude was grabbing touchdowns. I mean, the drops are still an issue, right? But
yes, for sure.
Let's see what can do. I mean, look, I'm hyped about the season itself, and I really do like a lot of the pressers that are coming out to kind of see more of Tanner too, because I think one of the biggest issues coming into the season itself was who is Tanner, and you're starting to kind of see that and starting to really fill out what's going to occur, and it's only OTAs, right? I mean, none of this stuff,
of course,
really.
Yeah, in this case, mandatory minicamp, right? But yes, that's all it is.
Yeah. Exactly. So, all right, man. Well, I would like to say that I am taking my ticket out of the bowl to be the third guy. So I just taking it out of there. So no longer will I be the third guy. I will graciously pass this on to Mr. Florida Phil.
Right? Phil, you
take my spot, sir.
Okay, great. Okay, he offered both ways. Okay, there you go. What a show! What a show! All right, everybody. We'll end on calm yo freaky down. Hep says, "Whoa, wrong show, pal. Wrong show." But the sentiment is accepted. Ending the show. Speaking of, because we should pour one out for Philium here. You guys, let's do this. Let me see. Where do I have this thing? Oh, we haven't used this in a hot second. Let me see. I know we have it in here somewhere. I thought we did. We'll see if I could get the Philium song to play. That would be a great way to end the show here. We'll see if we got it there. Maybe, yeah. Oh, no. Yes, here it is. Okay. Ending will end on this from Philium. No better way to end it. Quick couple of shout outs. We have over 300 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. I got to head to the radio station. Going to be talking to our Oswego Bucks new head coach. Looking forward to that. I'll try to stream that. I'll let you guys know, so stay tuned. I got to bring my podcast gear with me for Boy Green Meets Woody. I'll be back on at 3 reacting to the latest Aaron Glenn presser, and we'll see if we will also get this in-studio radio interview. I'll keep you guys posted. But without further ado, Philium, finish us off here.
Well, we're sitting here where we've been sitting before, wondering why we keep taking more. And if you know why, won't you please share the reason with me? We start every season full of anticipation, hoping it don't end in frustration, but the football gods just won't ever let us be. We are the fans of a team called the New York Jets, and being one of them leaves you full of regret, and we ain't been happy since we won frickin' Super Bowl III. We need change. Now that folks have been fired, we need change. Someone to get us inspired and pray they'll turn it around just as quick as can be. So here's to next year, let's believe we can win. Here's to next year, start all over again. Let's keep smiling, 'cause you know there's always next year. Yeah, keep on smiling 'cause you know there's always next year.